Nelson Mandela, a name that echoes justice, freedom, and resilience. From prisoner to president, from rebel to revered icon, Mandela's journey shaped the course of history, not just for South Africa, but for the world. Born in 1918 in the small village of Mvezo, Nelson Rolihlahla Mandela belonged to the Thembu royal family. But instead of a life of privilege, he chose a path of struggle and sacrifice. Educated at Fort Hare and later in Johannesburg, Mandela became increasingly aware of the harsh realities of apartheid. In the 1940s, Mandela joined the African National Congress, ANC, becoming a leading voice against the institutionalized racism of apartheid. He co-founded the ANC Youth League and led protests, strikes, and defiance campaigns. By the early 1960s, Mandela had turned to sabotage, believing nonviolence alone was not enough. In 1964, he was sentenced to life in prison at the infamous Rivonia trial. He would spend the next 27 years behind bars, mostly on Robben Island. Mandela became a global symbol of resistance. Across continents, people marched, sang, and demanded his freedom. Free Nelson Mandela became an anthem for human rights. On February 11, 1990, Nelson Mandela walked out of prison, hand in hand with his then-wife Winnie. The world watched in awe. But instead of revenge, Mandela preached reconciliation. He met with his jailers. He called for peace. In 1994, South Africa held its first democratic election. Nelson Mandela became the nation's first black president. Under his leadership, South Africa began healing. He formed a government of national unity, prioritized truth over vengeance, and launched the Truth and Reconciliation Commission. Mandela stepped down after one term, a rare act of humility in politics. He focused on philanthropy, HIV/AIDS awareness, and global peace. His legacy lives on, in statues, in institutions, and in the hearts of millions. Nelson Mandela once said, "It always seems impossible until it's done." His life proved that courage, dignity, and forgiveness can move mountains. He was not perfect, but he was profoundly human. And that is what made him a hero. For more Black History facts, check out the channel. Remember to like, share, comment, and subscribe.